My name is Dr. Victoria Burns. I'm an assistant professor at the University of Calgary's Faculty of Social Work. I'm interested in housing and homelessness amongst seniors. Basically, it dates back to my childhood and having grown up with my great-grandmother in the home and being very close to my paternal grandfather, whose birthday is actually today, so he would be 110 years old today if he were still alive. And always feeling a special connection to older adults. My great-grandmother had to move out of our home into a long-term care facility, how devastating that was for her, and the same for my grandfather. So this idea of home and homelessness is a passion for me. We hear all the time we're in a period of demographic aging, gray tsunami, all of these different terms, but what's not actually really talked about much is how much poverty there is amongst older adults. And that's what this Beyond Housing documentary is about. It's highlighting these 7 intimate portraits of diverse older adults with histories of homelessness, because there's no one-size-fits-all housing solution. There's no one type of quote-unquote older homeless person. So here is, a range of experiences.
Yeah, I became homeless. I can't recollect as to what year it is, but it was only a year and a half after coming to this country.
There are 7 participants total with very diverse experiences, and we're talking about difference in terms of sexual orientation, race, ability, disability, so mobility issues, and addiction, and looking at their experience of finding home after homelessness. So a person who is 50 tends to have the health status of someone who is 10 to 20 years older. So this demographic is aging, people who were chronically homeless, but also there's a new face of homelessness, so people who are experiencing homelessness for the first time at age 50 and above. So we're looking at about 50% of shelter residents are now age 50 and over, and there's nowhere for them to go. The recommendation is we need more social housing. But there hasn't been any leadership around that from the federal government until recently, until last year. So part of my job as an academic is to be able to provide the evidence. We need the data to show to the policymakers who are holding the purse strings. And I think what was the biggest takeaway was the community that was created through this film amongst the participants. They have a Facebook group. George actually, unfortunately, passed away last week. We're hoping that this documentary will shed light on the low-income seniors and just change the perspective about it, because that's the first step as well, is first raising awareness, which we're hoping that this documentary will do, and then shape policy as well.